Welcome back to Mini Mayhem. I'm Vox, and Curse of the Blood Moon has to be one of the most anticipated episodes to ever exist in the Star vs. the Forces of Evil franchise. I personally have never been as excited for an episode just based off its title. And with the latest Disney XD and Disney Channel trailers, we seem to finally have some actual footage of this episode. And with the Blood Moon Curse, I want to take a swing at figuring out how they'll break it. Now, if you're wondering, how are you so sure the Blood Moon's a curse? Truth be told, we don't. The title could be a misdirect, but there was a lot of evidence and speculation prior that when you really lay everything out on the table, the ramifications and effects of the Blood Moon definitely assigns it to the category of curse more than anything. Now, friend of the channel, Slice of Otaku actually did a theory on this last year, so if you want to get all caught up on how the Blood Moon's a curse, check that out after this video. But if you just want the footnotes, the Blood Moon in itself originated from the underworld, which we know can be kind of a scary place to say the least. Their culture and traditions are a bit more dark compared to the rest of Muni. Tom intended for the Blood Moon to be shared between him and Star, but instead, Star and Marco ended up being affected by it. And as a result, their souls have seemed to be bonded to one another. Marco even remarked such a thing in the episode Deep Dive, prior to gaining full control of Star's wand, which he picks up rather easily, which many believe to be a result of the Blood Moon's influence. When Marco shares his first kiss with Jackie and Bonbon the birthday clown, he senses the presence of the Blood Moon, to the point of having a brief vision of it, although it appeared to be nothing more than an illusion. In Booth Buddies, after Star and Marco have a rather awkward and forced kiss, when all said and done, Star grabs the pictures from the photo booth, only for her cheek marks on the photo to glow. Marco's becoming visible altogether, and once she leaves, we as an audience are once again given the sight of the Blood Moon. And while this was never confirmed to be the Blood Moon, in the episode Face to Music, at the end of Rubariet's song, a maroon light projects a heart-shaped image of Star and Marco, although it appears this light didn't come from the kingdom itself, but instead from the sky, where the moon would be present at that moment. However, this isn't the exact color of the Blood Moon, so while even if it may be an illusion, again, we have no way of being certain. Marco's relationships, those both romantic, platonic, and familial, seemed to happen self-sabotaged as he became more obsessed with the idea of Muni and always hanging out with Star, that this was his magical destiny. We never really saw how the Blood Moon impacted Star because Marco was always the one following her. He's always the one pursuing relationships. Now that Star has been with Tom, and she shared a spontaneous kiss with Marco, I think things have definitely been awkward when it comes to all three being in the same room. Many moments of just Star and Marco being awkward, Tom and Marco being awkward, have all occurred ever since then, especially highlighted in the season 3 finale. So I believe in upcoming episodes we may begin to see Tom and Star unravel, leading Tom to suspect it's a result of the Blood Moon. Now there's a plethora of theories that allude to the Blood Moon actually being a long-term plan by the likes of either Toffee or Globagor or another overarching villain still in the shadows. Yet at the moment I don't really buy to any of that, considering the reaction of both Tom and his peers in Blood Moon Ball. While yes, Tom did severely tone down the Blood Moon Ball for Star, everyone in attendance seemed to all be on the same page that this is a romantically inclined event. Even the disembodied voice that spoke to Marco, which Darren FC clarified was supposed to be the captain, which we now know is Eclipse's father, Alphonse the Worthy, remarked the Blood Moon as the Moon of Lovers. Is it a curse? Yes. It seems to force two people together to bond their souls, so they will always want to be near each other, and really, it punishes any surrounding relationships the two are in on all spectrums as a result. However, we have to consider this originated from the underworld. Curses don't really seem to be as big of a deal there. For example, just look at Naysaya. He was a curse, but one Tom put on Marco as a way to prevent him from ever asking out Star. Essentially just nothing more than a prank. Even Tom's reaction was just, wait, you haven't asked out a girl yet? Tom, due to the culture of the underworld, doesn't really seem to have the same takeaway of curses as someone from Muni or Earth would. Tom intended for him and Star to be bonded by the Blood Moon simply because he wanted her back and he wanted her to want him. And with season 4 on the way, he'll probably feel as if he's losing Star. Thus, the conversation of the Blood Moon may naturally resurface, leading to this moment in the promo where they seem to be once again under the Blood Moon, but as many fans have pointed out on the interwebs, are dancing a different dance. Many see this as a reenactment, but I actually believe it's a way to break the blood moon. But how? The first glaring issue is, how are they able to even summon the blood moon? It comes once every 667 years. And for that, I have two big ideas. One, through either a ritual or a spell, they're able to summon the blood moon once more. Or two, just like in Bon Bon the Birthday Clown or Booth Buddies, Star and Marco are seeing the blood moon, we as an audience are seeing the blood moon, but it's not actually there. If the blood moon surfaces in intense moments of romantic pressure, I think Star and Marco, back in their outfits, dancing together, recreating that atmosphere they were originally in, would induce the blood moon's presence for the two. Now, a lot of people have also pointed out that Tom actually pushed Marco away before they could finish the dance. And although their dancing had seemed to come naturally, perhaps the influence of the blood moon caused them to subconsciously dance a particular tango. But ultimately, my line of thinking is, if dancing under the light of the blood moon caused them to bind their souls, then dancing once more will cause it to unravel. Or if the show is daring, and I hope they don't go this route, they travel back to the night the blood moon occurred through the likes of Father Time or Omnitraxis to either complete the dance or prevent it from happening entirely. But instead, they cause it to happen again. Now, time travel is messy, and I don't think Star should go there. It's just something I want to put on the table. However, I also want to offer the possibility of a spell breaking the curse. I mean, there's a spell for pretty much everything, and all these queens have invented the spells. So perhaps if one doesn't exist, Star, with the assistance of Marco and Tom, is able to create a spell that will liberate her and Marco from this curse. Ultimately, I believe they feel the curse will need to be broken so they can figure out if their feelings will be true. Which, spoiler alert, I think we're going to end up learning that the blood moon, while yes, it was a curse and it bonded their souls, had nothing to do with Marco's actions, with his failed relationships, with Tom and Star should their relationship fail. These feelings, these actions, they were true, even if it breaks Tom's heart. Although, with how his character arc has progressed, maybe he won't revert back to his old ways and throw a tantrum. If they are unable to break the curse, perhaps they'll still learn that, yeah, no, it doesn't have any impact on how you guys act towards other people or with each other. It just allows you to do cool things like, oh, I can use Star's wand without losing my mind, and I get these cute little cheat marks as a result. I do think it's possible the blood moon can have a role towards the actual endgame of the story, that since Star and Marco are bonded in some sort of way, while it wasn't accounted for by any antagonist, they still need each other in order to fulfill a greater task. Although with Eclipsa back in the picture, I would be shocked if she didn't have any knowledge of the blood moon. Perhaps we'll learn some of the greater ramifications of it from her. But what do you guys think? How do you believe the blood moon curse can be broken? Should it be broken? And do you believe it influences Star and Marco and their surrounding relationships? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, or tweet directly to me at OstricVox or at Roundtable Vids. We're also on Instagram. Help the Roundtable grow by either becoming a member of this channel or supporting us on Patreon. Link in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please throw a like and subscribe to the Roundtable so you never miss any great cartoon content. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. OstricVox, out.